Welcome to the milk bar. 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 Welcome to the milk bar.
Welcome along to episode 688 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. And coming up on the show this week, we'll be hearing about the Soweto Gospel Choir. They're performing at the Grand Theatre, joined by their musical director, inThe as we find out all about that forthcoming show. We'll also be hearing about shows from Codsall Dramatic Society as they are back on stage, and also Brierly Hill Musical Theatre Society Youth. They're up too, so we'll be finding out what's going on there. We've got music from Andrew Ash and also Liam Price as we hear what's going on in their worlds too. That's all coming up on the show this week. The Soweto Gospel Choir at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre on the 16th of October. To tell us more, I'm joined now by inThe. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now, I've already offended you, I'm sure, because my pronunciation on your name is terrible. Then you have an X in the middle of it, which is got a wonderful sound when you say it. Would you say your name for me, please?
My name is Dinilokolo.
I wish I could say quite as well as you do, but there we go. Right, you've had more practice than I have, admittedly, and your mates call you Milton, don't they?
Yes, actually, that name I was actually given by my granddad before he actually passed on. So it's really a special name as well, though it's not in my ID, but I use it for work most of the time. Obviously, if people that cannot pronounce my full name.
It's nice to have a sort of professional entity that, with such meaning behind it, and I'm sure that's a fantastic tribute to somebody who will have been part of your life growing up and probably helped encourage you into the world of music.
Absolutely. The person that really inspired me is actually my dad. Because he was also a musical director at his church. He was a composer, an arranger. So I really learned a lot from him. As I actually started this music journey from the age of 5, he actually encouraged me to actually do music throughout up until now. I'm proud to say that I'm a musical director for Soweto Gospel Choir, and it was a dream actually to be part of Soweto Gospel Choir. But now being a musical director, it's really, really, really amazing. So, yeah.
And I mean, South Africa in itself, a nation with a horribly troubled past. And in my lifetime, we've seen it change. But I'm sure there is still more change to come. But we know the name Soweto, and meaning Southwest Township, an acronym in its own way. And the culture in South Africa has sort of was split for many years. And what's it like now coming together as one people rather than two divided races, which has been absolutely awful times to go through.
Yeah, I mean, saying that we come from a very long journey as Black people, as we were actually colonized by the whites and Dutch, and it made us to be divided as a tribe as well. But we've managed to come to a point where we create a system where we are actually united as Black people. And there are people that are the fallen and the fallen heroes that really contributed in us people in Soweto to unite, trying to be against this whole regime of being colonized by the Dutch and the white people. People like Sobukwe, people like Stephen Biko, people like Nelson Mandela, people that have contributed in changing this whole system. And those are the people that we actually look up to as a nation, and Soweto people predominantly.
And how has this influenced the music that you then take out to the world?
So you mean with our show?
Yeah, well, yeah, with the show and the way in which you are now the phases of Soweto to many people, and this will be through the music, the Freedom concert, and all that you do. You're basically cultural attaches to the world now, showing what Soweto has.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, taking it back to the apartheid regime. I mean, we used to sing songs that speak about ourselves and to speak about what's happening around us. But those songs, obviously, they are there to they were there to actually keep us alive. They were there to encourage us. They were there to bring positive thoughts in our heads. Not that they were actually against or whatever the people that were colonizing us doing, but they kept us alive. They gave us strength. I mean, taking it to today, I mean, we feel it's fitting to tell people with song, especially the song that we're in the struggle, to tell them exactly what actually transpired. And it's amazing. We are singing in different language, but the energy that we're giving to them, it's as if actually they understand what we're actually singing about, especially with regards to the chants and the ululating and the dancing, because that's what we used to do just to make us feel good as a nation.
And with the music of South Africa being brought to new audiences,
Soweto Gospel Choir is known of being diverse. We can basically sing any genre of music. You know, with the new show that's coming, that's called Hope, we actually included our freedom songs and the civil rights, you know, remember in the United States. So we're putting that together, telling our story as South Africans and telling, you know, stories, US stories as well. As well, they were attacked by, you know, by whites, and there was this system that's called racism. So we are actually telling stories of their lives and as South Africans.
And you've been proudly on stage with some amazing performers across the globe, big names who I'm assured is honoured to share a stage with you as you were with them, the likes of Stevie Wonder, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Robert Plant, so many, our very own Robert Plant from around here, you know, so many great people that you've worked with, and it's music is one population. We are all one within song.
Absolutely. You know, the power in music, it's amazing, because music has power to unite. Music has power to revive, to restore. It touches your soul. It doesn't matter what kind of language it is. And we saying it's gospel because gospel is not only religious music. Gospel is spreading good news. So that's how we actually attract people from the music that we actually are singing, and, you know, doing some collaborations. I remember, you know, the Nelson Mandela's concert, the 4664 event. We actually were collaborating with, you know, artists that I cannot believe that we actually have collaborated with. We collaborated with Aretha Franklin, Joel Cook. We've collaborated with Will Smith, Stevie Wonder, Jim Cliff, you know, Deborah Cox, Baby Wine. It's like the endless is, you know, the list is endless. So we are so honored, Soweto Gospel, honestly, to be, you know, part of Soweto Gospel Choir.
Absolutely. An amazing sound coming to the Grand Theatre and a chance to hear something in person. And the recordings have won you awards. I mean, Grammy Award for Best World Music Album in 2019. That just tells us how amazing you sound recorded. And I think real life, it just takes it next level, doesn't it? When you've got that energy in the room and you can feel that coming from the stage.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, with regards to the audience, how we react positively to the audience is that whatever energy we give to them, when we receive it back, we give it more back to them. So that's what makes this whole circulation of, you know, being filled with spirit as individuals. I mean, a lot of people come on, you know, in our shows, they come like they're so weary, they are sad, you know, they're heartbroken, their faith has fainted. But as soon as they hear our music and as soon as we finish with our music, they come to us and they say, you know what, you actually renewed my faith. You know, I couldn't believe in faith up until I heard a certain song that you sang, like Hallelujah, or, you know. So it's quite amazing what great impact we do to the audience. It doesn't matter which language we sing.
And with the songs you perform, there'll be gospel classics from Soweto. There will be songs from around the world brought to life in your gospel style. What stands out for you as musical director in the show? Because I know you've done some amazing versions of things like Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. Amazing Grace is something that you've made your own when you perform it on stage. But what is that moment for you that really shines?
Wow, that's a tricky question as a musical director, because I arrange all the songs with love and with confidence, and I make sure that the thing is that personally I'm a perfectionist, so I make sure that every single song sounds very amazing, you know. But the song that actually stands out for me, it's a medley called Freedom Medley. It's a combination of, Chikijela and Freedom is Coming by our own South African who was an activist in South Africa. His name is Mbongeningam. So we took that song and made it ours. So that's a song that stands out for me because it actually talks about the history of South Africa in short. The song that's called Chikijela, that simply means I'm throwing stones back at you because I'm armless. I cannot defend myself with anything else, but I'm throwing just stones to you just to let you know that whatever you guys are doing is wrong. And the person that composed the song, I understand exactly where they come from because we actually didn't do anything. So the only way to defend myself and the only way that I can feel good is by me throwing stones back at you. That's the only way I can do. So, and the next song is called Nelson Mandela. The freedom is in our hands. I remember when Nelson Mandela said a story. He had a speech, and then the last note that he said, everything is in our hands. Whatever that Nelson Mandela has already done, then it's up to us to take over from where he did, because he was a great hero. So that's a song that really stands out for me.
And this is going to be a night of powerful, passionate music brought to life by how many performers on stage?
It's 16 members of the choir.
So it's going to just fill the whole auditorium, isn't it? You're not going to be able to move for voices.
Absolutely. I mean, we have the best of the best, honestly speaking. I mean, the audience is very huge, but one individual can sing a song and it can just blow out the whole auditorium because we've got the most powerful voices. Whether we use mics or not, we are very amazing.
Well, the acoustics in the grand are absolutely amazing. So when they're used with the power of the voices that your choir has, it will be awesome. It is 16th of October, Soweto Gospel Choir, live at the Wolverhampton Grand Theatre. Tickets 01902 429212 for the box office, or grandtheatre.co.uk to get your tickets online. And you are promised an amazing night. It is one that you will talk about with your family for generations to come, I feel. It is going to be an amazing night. I'm going to try and do your name again, sir, and I'm going to try and get the in the right place. There, here we go. Ndila, thank you for joining us. Hopefully that was close. Have a brilliant... No, it wasn't, was it? The look on your face says it all. Milton, thank you for joining us.
Okay, no worries. Thank you for inviting me.
Liam Price has a brand new single on the way. He's here to tell me more about it. Hello, sir.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, Tar. Now, it's been quite an exciting journey for you since your appearance on telly. Give us the background before we even get into talking about singing at the fireworks display in Wolverhampton last year.
Yeah. So I was on The Voice Kids in 2019 and I got 4 chair turns in my audition, and then I went on Team Pixie and got to semi-finals. So that was a really good experience and a great opportunity, really. It took me a while to get on the show, but I eventually got there, and yeah, it turned out really good.
And yeah, well, obviously, Exxon is also an amazing voice. I know that from when I've heard you sing live, and also on pre-recorded stuff as well. But I think you did essentially light switch on with us one year as well, didn't you? So it's been there's been a lot of events like that, and I think it's not just born out the TV appearance, is it? Really, that helps to get you an in. But once you're there, people start to realise what talent you've got.
Yeah, definitely. Then it's a lot different online than it is in like live performances. People always say that, like, oh, you're way better live, and like it's brilliant. I don't know whether to take it as a compliment or not. No, but yeah, it's great when you're live and you can talk to people, and some people give you like constructive criticism, and then there's people that just give you criticism.
but that's the way it is in every walk of life, isn't it? But so, how old are you now? I'm
16 now.
So I mean, you're getting on a bit now. I mean, you need to sort your career out if you're not going to. But this is the chance to do it, isn't it? Because I mean, you're so young yet such a powerful voice. And so I know that when you were singing for us, and say when we were doing that down the race course last November for the bonfire. Although we had 10,000 people on site, and they got this ethereal voice coming from I didn't know where, because we got you on the big screens around the site. We hadn't got that many in front of the stage at that point because they were all watching a big screen and listening to you outside the grandstand. So
yeah.
It's weird doing events like that sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. No, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Well, you wowed then, which is what counts.
Yeah.
So what is the next move? Because you say we've got a single coming out, that's Lean On Me. What are all the details on that?
It's actually out now, but but we're working on getting it on Spotify and stuff at the moment. But there should be a music video coming out for it. But it was a song, well, it's the audition song that I did for The Voice Kids. And we decided to redo it because of the whole war in Ukraine and stuff. And yeah, it's just a perfect message to send out, really, and like tell people that we should all be looking after each other and helping each other out. And yeah, it's just a kind of get together song and make people feel like they're not alone and stuff.
Which is cool, and it's good to be doing that. And so raising awareness, and with somebody who's got a good profile to allow you to be able to do that as well. And I think that's quite exciting, isn't it? The fact that you're well enough known to actually make a difference, which is cool.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, really. And I'm glad that when I release music, it's to like put a message across and like show people that we should all be together and bring people together and stuff, because a lot of artists don't really do that anymore. It's really, well, a lot of them still do. Like, for example, like yesterday I watched a Jennifer Lopez documentary just like randomly, but she puts out a message to everyone. And I know when I went to watch Billie Eilish in concert and stuff, she put out a lot of messages to people. And I think it's more about that, because it's not like people don't come up to you and say about like, oh, you've won this and won that and stuff. It's like, oh, you got to the semi-finals in The Voice. It's like, oh, thank you for releasing this. Like, this really made a change and stuff like that. So yeah, it's nice to know that like what I do makes a change.
Which is good. So music then, going forward, we've got this amazing single out there now, making a difference, raising funds and raising awareness for the situation in Ukraine as the ongoing war there continues after more than 6 months. What are you doing on a personal front though?
At the moment, well, we're working on an album and just like putting out a few more singles like while we're making that, just to keep people interested. And, I think I'm going more into like R&B sort of style now. Like, yeah, so I've been doing like quite a lot of like poppy ballads and stuff like that, and I kind of wanted to go more into like an R&B sort of style, because it's what everyone listens to now, really.
So
like,
if you're enjoying listening to it, then that gives you cause to actually perform in that genre too. And I suppose have you just had your GCSE results as well? Has that just come through? How did you do?
I passed them all.
Which is good. That counts. But I mean, I think your career is destined to be in music. And does that mean you're going on then to do A levels and with a musical vein?
Yeah, well, I'm going on to a music tech course, so I learn about like producing and stuff like that, and how to create my own songs. Really, see, I'm excited for that.
So that all sounds good. So there'll be new music at some point. You've got this single which is out there now on Spotify soon. But the important thing is following you on the socials and seeing exactly what's going on so people can track the career and see it works out, because not only will you be doing your own stuff, I can see you producing stuff for other people in the next 5 years.
Yeah, definitely.
How do we find you online?
You can find me online on any social media. It's just Liam Price UK, and yeah, it should pop up.
So track you down there. And again, this is all about getting your name is out there, so it's getting the opportunity to share something that you're as passionate about as other people are, and so it is about sharing that music, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. It's about like because people don't realize how long it actually takes to work on even just one song, never mind the whole album. And it's like, it's just great to finally share it, because you wait a long time before it's actually released. So it's like, oh, thank God it's out. And yeah, it's okay.
And how the family coping with all this as well, because not only do they get to be chauffeured, but they get to see some amazing gigs.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, my mum's here. She takes me to all my gigs and stuff, and yeah, she's brilliant, and she helps me a lot with all my stuff. And then my dad helps me with more of like the producing side of it, because even though he's not very musical, he hasn't done anything with it. He likes to try and create it. So I kind of help him with that a little bit. But yeah.
It's a family team effort. That's the way we like it.
Yeah.
And, it's doing great things. So Liam Price UK across all the socials. Search for you in the usual music outlets. And so the single's out there now. So we're waiting on Spotify. Is it available on the likes of Apple Music and Amazon at the minute?
Yes, it is.
So we can get that there straight away. We'll take a listen to it now. Liam, thank you for joining us. Keep up the good work, and we look forward to more great things from you in the near future.
Thank you very much for having me again.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, right up the road, I'll share your load if you just call me. Call me. Call me. Call me. Call me. We all need somebody. We all need somebody to lean on.
Codsall Dramatic Society returned to the stage with Gaslight from Wednesday the 21st through to Saturday the 24th of September, with 3 7:30 performances and a Saturday afternoon matinee. It is going to be an absolute must-see. A bit of an interesting one for them, and somewhat of a smaller cast than we've seen them perform with of late. Hello to you all.
Hello.
Now, I'm interrupting the start of your rehearsals, so fingers crossed everything goes to plan in spite of me. So, Wendy, I'll let you start by introducing the rest of the gang you have there with you.
Well, we have Ali, that is playing the part of Mrs. Manningham.
Hello.
We have Lucy, who's playing part of the naughty maid. We have Andy, who's playing Mr. Manningham. He's the rather unpleasant husband of Mrs. Manningham. And we have Wayne, who is playing the Detective Inspector Ruff.
So we have an interesting story, a bit of mystery, some intrigue, and plenty of unusualness along the way.
There's twists and turns, I think it's fair to say. And there's always something to keep you engrossed in what's going on. It's also very topical at the moment because, of course, gaslighting is very much in the news. And this is the play that gave gaslighting its name.
When we meet the cast and when the story starts, how does it all begin to come together?
Well, I don't want to give too much away. Let's say it just starts on a late afternoon, a foggy afternoon, in sort of November time with Mr. and Mrs. Manningham, who seem to be getting on very well to start with. And then things take a bit of a turn for the worst.
So you're going to be challenged by some of what goes on here, and you're going to see the characters challenged as well. And that must make it a difficult one to play sometimes, particularly when it's such a little close group. I mean, it's nice to see something which is going to very much take you out yourself out of your comfort zones. I know you do that with all that you do to make sure that you bring something engaging to the stage, and it's always amazing what you do down there. But this, again, it really is testing everybody the same way as you always do, and I'm sure you're going to shine like normal.
I hope so. I'm going to let Ali take over from me because she plays a pivotal role in this, of course. So
yeah, it's very challenging. The character that I play, Mrs. Manningham, I'm just trying to portray every nuance of her character rather than. It's very easy to play her maybe as a one-dimensional character, since as she tends to have some problems, let's say.
Let's not give too much away, but yes, certainly
exactly.
It's one of those where you get to explore a character and make sure you bring those nuances and the pressures that are there to life. And again, I should think Mr. Manningham has his fair share in this particular part of the story, Andy.
Yes, I do. As we've been saying, it is an emotional roller coaster ride. So, it's been great for us sort of trying to explore the different levels, how we can get that to come across. And 1 minute the emotions are running very high, and then the next minute it can seem very, very normal. So it's been very fun to do, and a lot of hard work from a very good cast.
And Lucy is Nancy. Obviously, the maid often sees much more than you would about what's going on in a world than you'd maybe anticipate. And this, I should think, brings some interesting moments itself in your part in the show.
Yeah, I think that Nancy the maid's quite a fun role to play. Quite oblivious to what's going on and very naive, and brings that naivety to it, and also a lot of cheekiness as well. So it gives it a bit more of a light and shade for the play.
And through that, though, obviously catching a lot of what's going on, but as you say, in this case, naively not realizing what's happening.
Yes, absolutely. Either to Mrs. Manningham or herself as the maid. So I won't go into too much detail just in case.
It was going on a lot because we want it all to be surprises when it comes to the show, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as Ali just said, that the maid definitely oversteps the mark.
Pushes the boundary for writing.
So we get to see that if you come along to the show, which I'm sure you will want to. And when it comes down to the D.I. Ruff, the detective inspector, who is part of this as well, this is an interesting challenge, Wayne, because you're probably going to be picking up clues and information along the way as to what's happening here, but equally there's a lot of intrigue and people protecting their own backs.
Oh yes, definitely. There's a lot of intrigue, and there's a lot of interesting background to Inspector Ruff as well. So it's been an interesting role to play. As this is my first proper play with CDS. I've done the children's play and some studio evenings, but this is the first proper play that I've done. So it's been a very interesting ride.
Well, it is always worth getting yourself along to any production by Codsall Dramatic Society, and in particular, I'm looking forward to the children's play again at Christmas, because that's about my But this is going to be absolutely brilliant. Wendy, give us all those ticket details, please.
Right. Tickets can be obtained from our website, which is www.codsalldramatic.society.co.uk, and the tickets are priced at £9 and £9.50. Or you can call the hotline, ticket hotline 01902 267 322 to reserve your tickets. I'm delighted to say that we now accept card payments as well as cash. So get your tickets reserved and then you turn up and pay on the night.
Yeah,
Even more accessible.
Absolutely, and it's going to be well worth it itself down there. Codsall Village Hall, and a wonderful stage, great settings, and the way you always bring the setting to life, so the audience are part of it as well. I think is really good because it's always so easy to be able to explore what's happening on the stage from wherever you're seated in the building. I know a lot of effort goes into that too, and it always comes across really well. That phone number again is 01902 267 322 and codsalldramatic.co.uk to get those tickets online. Less than a tenner for an amazing, enthralling production and lots of intrigue and mystery, just like in this interview, so we don't give anything away. Everyone from Codsall Dramatic Society, thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jason. Bye.
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 Quarry Bank Musical Theatre Society youth are in action with The Little Mermaid from the 21st through the 24th of September. They'll be on stage and I suppose under the sea too. I'm joined now by three of their number to tell us more about what they're up to. Hello, gang.
Hello.
Right, let's have introductions, please.
Hi, I'm Heather Hadley and I'm playing Ariel.
Hi, I'm Alex Brettle and I'm playing Prince Eric.
I'm Isabella Cook and I'm playing Ursula.
So all cool roles. And is this a story that you've kind of grown up with? Because you're of that age whereby you've watched this on DVD to the point it wore out and then were quite relieved it was on Disney+.
Yeah.
Definitely. It was one of my favourite movies growing up. So
Actually didn't like the film, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
But now you're in it, you love it.
It was
Yeah,
my
it's my
favourite.
favourite.
I always dreamed of being Ariel and now I am.
Okay, no, I have to admit I haven't seen it, so I may have fallen into the same world as Alex if I hadn't done. But it is fun. It's sort of full on and some fantastic music. So it's going to be really good to do. I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me
So
what it's like to be Ariel then, since it is your dream role.
Well, it's actually really fun because I feel like she's got a lot more about her in the musical than she does the film, because you can play around with the character a lot, especially from Act 1 to Act 2, because even though she's mute in Act 2, there is so much that you can do with her acting wise, which is what I love most.
So that's a good challenge, which we like. And whenever there's obviously it's all about Ariel, really, isn't it? And the prince is just a bit of a side character who happens to turn up. So what is it like being Prince Eric? Because he's already got a name which says something. Is he a little bit hopeless, a little bit clumsy? Do you reckon?
Not really. Maybe.
Is he a true hero then?
Yeah, definitely.
Give us your take on Eric.
Well, when we first meet Eric at the start of Act 1, he really wants to be a sailor. He doesn't really care about the whole prince stuff. He's just really passionate about sailing and really just finding the love of his life, I think. Who turns out to be Ariel anyway.
So that's spoilers for you. So this is basically a Disney princess. The prince is always going to end up finding the love of his life. What's Ursula going to get up to help tell the story here?
All right, so Ursula's a bit of a horrible woman.
That is no shock, because again, this is full on Disney.
So it's a bit different from the movie. So in the musical, Triton is her brother.
Mm-hmm.
And she just really wants the power of the sea, and she hates her brother for having the trident, and she got this stupid magic shell and she's really angry with it. So the only thing she can think of is to take away Ariel and it fails. So
and the rest of the story, we'll see how that works out. But there's goodies, there's baddies, and is there real water on stage?
I wish.
So you'll be creating the magic of the sea without getting soggy.
Yeah.
Yes.
What when it comes to the songs, then let's start from Ariel to Ursula and go across the table and bring us your favourite tunes.
Oh, my favourite song in the whole show. My favourite song of mine is "Part of Your World," obviously. But I think my favourite song of the whole show is Flounder Song, "She's in Love," because it's so it's just really boppy and it's a really nice song.
My favourite song that I sing is probably Her Voice. but in the whole show, it's going to have to be Poor Unfortunate Souls, the best one.
Is that because the way it's performed?
A little bit.
Yeah.
How dare you? No, Ursula has like a different song which nobody really knows. It's called Daddy's Little Angel, and I think that's my favourite to perform because it's so different. You can do whatever you want with it because nobody's seen it before. But my favourite song in the whole show is probably If Only, the quartet.
Oh, wait,
yeah, that's a good
that's
one.
my favourite song.
Incredible. It's so beautiful, the harmonies. It's got Ariel, Eric, Triton and Sebastian in it. It's just gorgeous.
So a full-on musical festival based around the sea with mermaids and princes and goodies and baddies. So that is it's already selling it because you basically know that all of your peers will want to come and see the show. It's one for the whole family, and it's going to be staged at the Stourbridge Town Hall. So it is going to be fantastic in the venue as well, which I think is another great thing because it is a nice stage to work. What's it like being part of this youth group? Have you all been part of it for years?
We've all three of us have been part of it since the beginning.
Yeah, since the first show when Corey Bank Youth was first a thing, it was Les Mis.
It was this
and we
It was
all
your first
started at the
role?
beginning, and he played Gavroche, and we were all like really little, and it's insane to think that now we're the older ones and we're taking on the massive roles.
And we've grown up together in this society, so like for us three to be the lead roles now is like just the best because we're doing it together and we're like best friends in real life. So it's great.
Even if some of you are absolutely horrible during the show.
Yeah.
That's all good. Right, okay then. Who is head of telling me how to get tickets?
You can go to ct.co.uk/Little Mermaid, or you can call 077 42 803 221.
And of course, if you are interested in joining a fantastic theatre company, what is the age range that you accept at Quarry Bank Musical Theatre Society Youth?
It's 8 to 18 in the youth.
And then you get to graduate to the other bit as well, don't you? So, you know, there's always something there for you if you want to do a bit of theatre.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so it's going to be amazing. I know that. Do normally say break a leg when you're a mermaid? What is it? Is it don't lose a scale? I don't know. What do we do?
Break a fin.
Okay, so fins are protected, hopefully. However, it will be an amazing show on stage with brilliant costumes as well. That's the other good bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're incredible, the costumes. So.
And the wigs.
The wigs are
beautiful.
Does the Prince Eric get a wig?
I don't think so.
No, no. He's been conditioning that for weeks now, ready for the show. But there we go. So that is something to look forward to. I say they are Quarry Bank Musical Theatre Society Youth. A bit of a mouthful. It's much better than the acronym. Check them out online. Find them on Facebook, and you can have a great time seeing the show. For now, Heather, Isabella, and Alex, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Someone who is possibly billed as a modern-day Rick Astley has got some amazing music on the way in September. His name is Andrew Ash, and he's ready for love. The question is, are you too? Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing?
Oh, good here. So give us a bit of the background to you musically, because it's an interesting tale and involves a lot of really sharp suits.
Yeah. So, I'm really inspired by 80s, as you can tell on the track, and Rick Astley and Lionel Richie and Phil Collins and all the greats. And this song kind of came to me while I was driving in the car one day, the tune in my head. And I pulled over and started singing the lines, I think I'm ready for love. And then I was like, okay, I've got something here. And then from there, it just developed into a song about, changing myself through love, wanting to better myself for somebody that I love, and kind of pushing away from the life of being a single man, the stag life, the playboy life.
So does this mean you have now found love, or is that something we got to keep hold on to? Is it a bit of a teaser still?
I have found love. I got married so I'm now a taken man.
So, with your love for everything 80s, though, I mean, what's was it an 80s themed wedding as well? I mean, is that somewhere you went?
I mean, kind of. We walked down the aisle to a string quartet version of Eternal Flame, and our
that is
first
classy.
dance
That is very classy.
It is. It's a great song. And our first dance was to Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship.
So we won't quite go with the whole mannequin reference in there, but
why not? It's a great movie.
Okay, but I mean, granted, it is a great movie. So when it comes then to the rest of your work, though, I mean, are you staying in an 80s vein? How do you think that the rest of the career is going to pan out from this point forward?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, right now, yes, it's definitely in an 80s realm. And I'm kind of more inspired by like the late 80s stuff. I know right now a lot of the 80s music is going towards that kind of Stranger Things sound. You know, The Weeknd's doing a lot of it, but I really am drawn to like the lightness of like a late 80s track.
I mean, your music is being picked up by award ceremonies. You've already hit a few gongs for this tune, haven't you?
Yeah.
What happens next then? Because obviously this single is going to be huge, out on the 23rd of September on all platforms, including the fact you're going to be able to see a very TikTokable dance as well.
Yes, we made a whole dance routine to this song, which you will see in the music video soon.
Okay, so the song's there, the vibes there. Do you think you're going to convert people into being children of the 80s, even if they weren't even born then?
I hope so. It was a great time. I don't want people to forget about that era because it was such an amazing time.
What else do we need to know about you, though? How else do you see yourself in this world of pop?
My whole way of life is I just want to spread joy. That's my main goal. Is I enjoy seeing people happy. I enjoy making them dance. And that's my main aesthetic. And that's what I want to bring to this world.
But I mean, other than that, if it hadn't been the fact you were going into the world of pop, I think you'd have been like to be a cast member at Disneyland as well, though, wouldn't you?
You know, it's funny. I did try out for Disneyland. I tried out to be a cast member, and then I tried out to be in the parade, and it didn't happen. But I do think I may have had a handsome career in what do you call it? Like the Home Shopping Network.
But again, that's a bit 80s as well, isn't it? Because that's when it really started getting going.
Yeah, definitely.
If it was outside of your world of pop and stuff, though, I'm led to believe you're a bit of a Britney Spears aficionado. I mean, is there any chance you think of maybe setting something up there? And so you're never going to be a Britney tribute act because I mean that's all 90s. But
yeah,
you know, how come the obsession with her? I
have no idea why I am so drawn to Britney Spears, but as soon as she released her first song, I was on board, and I never left the ship. But I mean, the dream would be to work with her someday in any capacity that I could.
And being a self-taught musician as well, I mean, that must be good fun to know that you've created all of this from scratch.
Yeah. And, you know, I've never really been against, you know, actually learning and taking classes. But I do think by not having the, I guess, guardrails or the know-how of truly understanding music and music theory, I do think that I allow myself to kind of go outside the lines a lot, even if it's not right. It at least turns into something that is unique to me.
Now, tell us about the fitness classes you teach, though. You're about not being taught yourself necessarily, but not objecting to it, but you do teach others.
I do, yeah. I teach a bar fitness class. It's like a ballet bar type situation, and it's a great class, full body, and it has really helped me when it comes to stage performance as well, because you are technically performing to 20 people at a time in a room, just chit-chatting.
Yeah, and it's kind of a mini show.
Exactly. Yes.
But do you wear the suits for that as well? Because you've got an array of them in many a different color.
I sure do. I wish I could, but I would sweat through it, and then that would be a lot of that'd be a lot of money to get them dry cleaned.
Yeah, the dry cleaning bill would be absolutely horrendous for that. That's not even worth going there, is it, to be fair? So the music's out there, and is this a single release going to be followed by an album?
Yeah, the plan is to release an EP later on next year. I already have the title. I already have songs ready and recorded for it. And then following this single, I do have another one in the works.
But to me, you seem the sort of gentleman who could carry off a Christmas single quite well. Is that going to be something festive, possibly, you might offer us?
I would love to have a Christmas song.
But my challenge to you then, come up with a fantastic Christmas song. Let's see #1 across the globe in all Christmas celebrating countries, and see what you can do. Because I mean, the suit could easily be swapped for a Santa suit, couldn't it?
Oh yeah, or just red, with white lapels, something like that.
It's going to work. What does your spouse make of all of this?
He is very on board with it. My spouse, he is a fashion designer, so he has his creative realm, and I have my creative realm, and it's nice because I get to sometimes wear his clothes. So
crossover in the music videos.
A nice little perk for me. I don't give him any perks with my music,
but maybe write a song.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm Ready for Love is inspired a lot by him.
Yeah, it's a tribute. There we go. We like it. What's his name?
Brady.
Okay, Brady. Shout out to Brady because responsible for keeping you out of trouble, I think, as much as anything else. So we're going to take a listen to the track. Now, I wouldn't normally introduce this myself, but I want you to introduce it as you see fit. How would you intro this song?
All right, I'm Andrew Ash, and this is my single, I Think I'm Ready for Love. It is a happy dancing song, and I really hope you like it.
I'm done with getting played. I'm done with being the player. Don't wanna lead you on. Don't wanna leave you later. You're not a one night stand. You're not a wicked lover. You're unlike all of the others before. You got the bottom brains. You got the driving passion. No one to pump the brakes. No one, it's time for action. I wanna make things last. I wanna take it slowly, baby. I want something more. I think I'm ready for love. I think I'm ready to open up. I think I'm ready to try. I think I'm ready for love. Love, love. I'll do it right this time. I'm tired of being a mess, drinking away my lonely, out on the prowl all night, sick in the bed all morning. No more revolving door. The sun is up, I'm closing. Playboy retired, entirely yours. Ain't gonna sabotage, ain't gonna reach for reason to call the whole thing up, to plan a route for leaving. Won't run away from a good thing. Ain't gonna water the fire, baby. I want something more. I think I'm ready for love. I think I'm ready to open up. I think I'm ready to try. I think I'm ready for love. Love, love. I'll do it right this time. I'll let down my guard if you stay around. Will you be mine? This heart is wide open, so don't let me down. Baby, don't you let me down. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, baby, don't you let me down. I think I'm ready for love. I think I'm ready to open up. I think I'm ready to try. I think I'm ready for love. Love, love. I think I'm ready for love. I think I'm ready to open up. I think I'm ready to try. I think I'm ready for love. Love, love. I'll do it right this time.
That's your lot for this week. Back with episode 689 next week. I'll see you then. Ta for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.